Hi, this is Jim Carty with the Patch, and I'm here with Ronnie Baker Brooks. How you doing, Ronnie?
Good, Jim. Thanks for having me, man.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It's been way too long. I've been separated from my blues friends due to COVID entirely too long.
Yeah, same here. Same here, brother.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to get back with our family that's out on the road, isn't it?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's good to see smiling faces and feeling the energy from a crowd again. I was doing Facebook live shows and it was better than nothing, but it's not better than playing in front of an audience.
No, no, and it's just yeah, it was weird for everybody. What can I say? But you're out and touring this summer, and this leg of the tour that you're doing with Coco Montoya through New England is just brilliant. Could you tell me a little bit about how this came about and what's it all
Well,
about?
well, we Coco and I are huge Albert Collins fans, or some people maybe even say disciples.
Well, I was looking at your bio. You basically, I think you graduated high school around the time Showdown came out, which was
Yeah, a little
huge.
before now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
85 Showdown won the Grammy.
Oh, well,
And
yeah. I grew
yeah,
up. Yeah.
and of course, a lot of your pop's friends on that record, Johnny Clyde Copeland, Albert Collins, Robert Cray, and then I don't know, was I don't know who was in the backing band, but you must have known AC Reed and Johnny B. Gaden, the guys that played with Albert. Did you play with those guys too?
Yeah, I've jammed with all of those guys, man.
Yeah.
Had the pleasure to know them. They were based here in Chicago,
Yep.
and that most of his band, the initial band, Icebreakers, were based out of Chicago.
Right.
Then later on, Albert got other people from different parts of the country.
Mm.
But we are huge Albert Collins fans. Albert Collins changed my life, man, as far as a musician goes, man. I never forget, he came to a show in LA when I was with my father, and I'm on stage, man, hitting bad notes and frowning. And Albert pulled me to the side after the show. He said, "Son, you frowning after you hit mistakes. I make mistakes too, but I smile, and people think I'm meant to do it."
Right on, right on.
When he said that, he said, "Stop frowning because you're killing your own vibe."
Yeah.
And when he said that to me, man, it was like a ton of bricks left my shoulders because I was trying to live up to being the son of Lonnie Brooks.
Right, right.
And he said that you're not going to be Lonnie Brooks, you're not going to be me, but you can take what we do and make it you. And man, that just gave me a whole nother outlook. Although my father had been telling me that for years, but to hear that confirmed from Albert Collins, man, it just made me. It's like I always say, Dad started the fire, and Albert Collins threw gas on it.
That father-son relationship is fraught with all sorts of stuff, and it takes hearing it from someone else sometimes, and it just resonates, and you go, yeah, man, that makes sense, and it falls into place eventually as you grow and mature.
Yeah, and ever since then, man, I just been attached to Albert. Even before then, I remember him doing a show. I was still in high school, man. He did a show with my dad here at a place called the Mill Run.
Mm-hmm.
And his dad, Big Twist and the Mellow Fellows, and Albert Collins.
Oh, cool.
And they had a revolving stage, man.
Oh, that's old school.
Yeah. And I remember seeing Albert then, man. I was like, wow, who is this cat? That had to been like 80, 81, something like that. But then I got to know him. I met him that night, but I got to know him better by being on the road with Dad, and we were doing shows together.
Yeah.
And he was just like a true inspiration, a family member. Yeah. He was all that to me, man. And when he died, man, it just broke my heart. It really did. It broke my heart. And I remember being at the funeral, and Coco sang a song for him. And man, it touched everybody in the building, man. And ever since then, me and Coco had some kind of kinship from that,
Yeah.
And every time we see each other, we talk about him. And the idea came up for us to get together and do a tour like this. And we were all in. We excited about it. So that's how it kind of started.
Yeah, I guess I have to be jealous of you because I never saw him live. I never saw him in an intimate venue live. I think I may have seen Albert once or twice on one of those BB King package tours that put on, alligator artists like your dad. And
Yeah,
he was due to play the Orpheum in Boston on a reunion of the Showdown guys. And Boston was the first city where he missed a date, and then he did no more dates because the preceding city they had to admit him to the hospital with his cancer
yeah,
getting bad. And
yeah,
I remember Jay Giles Blues Time filled in for him that night. And I don't think the public really knew how sick he was when he undertook that tour. And he rode that horse till he went, man. God bless him.
yeah,
And
yeah. He brought so much energy to the audience, to the musicians, and it was just infectious. It was I want to say one of the last times I saw Albert Collins play live was here. He was doing a tour with Branford Marsalis and Linda Hopkins, and Branford had this
tour.
blues jazz tour that he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Albert was the blues and Linda Hopkins was the jazz. And I remember coming backstage to see Albert and had all the jazz cats in one side of the building on the dressing room, all hanging out. And Albert was in the corner by himself. And I walked right past that. That was Daryl Munch that plays with the Rolling Stones. He was there. Daryl Jones, he was there.
Mm-hmm.
And, I knew Munch from then. I spoke to everybody and walked directly to Albert. And Albert looked up, man, he put a smile on. He said, man, it's so good to see you, son. I appreciate you coming out here to see me. It was up in Northwestern.
Yeah.
And he said, man, I appreciate you driving up here to see me, man. He said, man, I remember I come to Chicago. Nobody I knew would come see me, man. I felt lonesome. You just brought some new energy to me,
Yeah.
And he got up on that stage, man. And it was like he was looking. I was sitting up, like, it was like a theater type setting.
Yeah.
And I was up and looking, like right in the middle, looking down towards Albert, towards the stage. And he come out, man, he just looking. He looking around for me, and then he found me. And it was like he zeroed in on me, man.
Played to you that night, didn't he?
Man, dude, I mean, it was incredible. It was incredible, man. And it just turned the crowd into a frenzy. And you could see it starting from him and going to the band, and then the band to the room, to the audience, man. It was an incredible moment, man. That's the kind of guy he was. He made everyone better.
Yeah. Cool. Well, it sounds like he made you better for a very long time, man.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has. I'm blessed, man, because of my father, Lonnie Brooks, man. I've been blessed to be around the best, and I don't take that for granted. I used to when I was younger because it was a normal thing. I thought it was,
right?
All these people, and I thought they would be around forever, Jim. I really did, because it was a vibrant time. Everybody on top of their game, and then you saw it start declining, and then next thing you know, they're all gone, man. And so I'm very blessed, grateful.
Yeah, man. I tell a lot of people that, last 15, 20 years, lost a lot of people that were the originators, and that's why when I can afford to go out to Chicago Blues Fest, I remember I went out the last time I was able to see Chico Banks and Detroit Jr., and they passed shortly after each time I went and visited. And Big Jack Johnson was like a dad to me. He was really the guy I was family.
Yeah.
And when he got sick, I didn't have the bread to go to Clarksdale to see him. And man, I regret it. And I tell everybody I thought I had more time, man.
Yeah.
I had more time. So now I don't take it for granted. I got a little bread now. And if I gotta go, I go. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you, man. You follow that feeling, man.
Yeah.
Follow that feeling.
But Coco, of course, played with Albert as well. Tell folks a little bit about Coco since he's not here with us.
Coco Montoya, man, he's a beast. he
I think
so much intensity, but you look at him playing and him as a person, as far as I know him as, because I've been knowing Coco for a long time, And he's a sweetheart, man.
Gentle giant, man. Gentle giant.
Sweetheart. See him up on stage, you'd be thinking like, this dude, he will kill me if he,
Right, right.
you know.
Yep.
But when he's off stage, man, he's just a sweetheart, sincere.
Yes.
But you don't want to see him mad. You don't want to make him mad.
I ain't never done that.
But that's my brother from another mother, man. I mean, we that common denominator of Albert Collins being our hero, man, and amongst a lot of us. But I've been around Coco the longest, and I saw Albert call him son. That's my son, you know. Yeah. I saw embrace Coco like a son, and Coco loves Albert like a dad, you know. And I think that's what ties us together, because I know he feels what I feel about Albert too, and I can definitely feel what he feels about Albert, and I think that shows on stage when we play together, because we coming from a common place, you know.
You know, I was going to mention to you, you know, later on, but I'll bring it up now. You know, I've seen some wonderful online videos come out in the last few years of you mentoring kids on stage.
Yeah.
And, you know, I know that you had the advantage of that for who Pops is, but man, you don't have to do what you do.
I love it.
Yeah, isn't it?
I love this music. If I could be a link in a chain to the kid that's not born yet, that can latch on to this music and take it further, I'll be honored for that, you know, because that's what it has been for me. And if my father, he started me when I was 6 years old. My first time on stage, I was on around my ninth birthday. And he put his time into me. You know, he really dedicated his time. When it came to playing music, he was serious. Now, everything else, he was fun, except for school. You had to go to school and get good grades.
Yep.
But everything else, man, my dad, we would be playing cards around the house, board games like Monopoly or whatever.
Yep.
Everything, checkers. We get on the floor, wrestle. My dad he loved martial arts. He would show me and Wayne, my brother Wayne, you know, moves and stuff, defensive moves and all that. He loved that. But when it came to his music, man, he was sincere about it, man. And I just wanted to be like Dad, you know. And if I can do that or give some of that to someone else, I'm cool with that, man. You know.
Yep. In fact, you mentioned that. I'm thinking back to seeing you guys, you and your brother Wayne and Dad at the original House of Blues in Cambridge. And there were a couple of moments where he was like a taskmaster with you two. You guys were pretty young, but he didn't take any BS from you kids. He wanted you to put on a very, very professional show, which of course you did, but I think really kept you buttoned up and understanding that this is work.
He did, man. He did. He was the ultimate professional. You know, he wanted us to be professional, and I knew that being his son, I carried another bag, because people looking for me to mess up, or they looking for me to do great. You know what I mean? Because of him, I knew it was pressure, and I worked hard in his band. When he gave me the opportunity to play in his band, I worked hard because I knew that was at stake, and I knew his name was at stake, because the first thing would say, "Oh, he got that gig because he's the son." And I didn't want that. I wanted them to say he got that gig because he could play it, or he elevates the music. He makes Lonnie sounds great, you know. And that was my job. I tried every night to make him sound great, the best I could, you know. And he appreciated that, you know, Jim. When I finally branched off and started my own band, about 2 years after I left or so, I went to see Dad around. He was here in Chicago, and after the show, he pulled me to the side. He said, "Son, I didn't realize how much you did for me until you were." And I was mad I was happy for a minute, like, "Oh, thanks, Dad." But then I got mad, like, wait a minute. Who's not doing the job? Somebody got to do the job.
Who's slacking? Nobody's going to take care of them like family, though, you know?
Yeah.
I get that. But it had to be inspiring to have his sons on stage with him.
It was. When I first came out, you know, of course, Wayne came out later after me. But when I first came out there, it was hard, man, because a lot of the band members, I was taking up space in the van.
Yeah.
I was, you know what I mean? And so I worked my butt off. So if I wasn't there, they was gonna miss me.
Right on.
You know what I mean? They're gonna miss me. Where's Ronnie? Oh, we can't do it without Ronnie. We need Ronnie. I thrived on that.
Yeah.
Because what I was bringing as far as like being in the way of like space in the van and another room, a hotel room or whatever it was. So I tried to work and carry my weight double. And it was tough because, you know, initially a lot of the guys was like, wait a minute, man, you know, where's this, why is he here, you know? But my dad was allowing me to see everything from the ground up, man, from how to be on time, set up the stage, tear down the stage, you know, call for load-in times, advancing the shows, selling merchandise to the stage, and even after the stage, taking care of the business, all of that. He let me see that. I didn't know then, he was preparing me for my own group. Yep. You know, and eventually I got in his band and I took on a lot more responsibilities and that he allowed me to do. And it really prepared me then, you know, especially on the music side, you know, and I was just honored, man, to be there, just to be in the same room with my father, man. And it's not a day that goes by that I don't think about him, you know, not a day.
I remember the last time I interviewed him was Chesapeake Bay Blues Festival. And he took me into his bus or van or whatever, and he talking about whooping his buddies back home in Chicago more often, playing pool and touring a little less. I think he was talking about beating Jimmy Johnson every chance he got.
Yeah.
Those two had it in for each other on the pool table, didn't they?
Yeah.
And you know, he just seemed to be enjoying life at that juncture, you know.
Yeah. That was his thing, man. If he wasn't doing any gigs, he was shooting some pool, man. Him and Jimmy Johnson and his friend Sam, they would come over here, man.
Yeah.
And pool from like 7 o'clock in the evening to 4 in the morning.
And I know Jimmy could talk until 4 in the morning.
That's another great one we just lost, man. Him and his brother Seal Johnson early this year.
Yeah, I flew out for Jimmy Johnson Day for the Blues Fest with my best friend from high school.
Yeah.
And it's funny. We had a picture at the original House of Blues when we were young. I was thin, my buddy had hair. And then we took the same picture on Jimmy Johnson Day with Jimmy. And I got fat and my buddy lost his hair. And we were like, God damn you, Jimmy, you look the fucking same, man.
Yeah, he never aged, it looked like, man.
You know, he looked good, man. He did right till the end.
And had he still had his senses and everything, man. I mean, one of the last conversations I had with him, we were on the phone for 2 hours, man. And he kept me in there, like, you know, intrigued in the conversation. I'm gonna miss him too, man. You know, I had the pleasure to record with him on my record, The Torch, along with Dad, Eddie Clearwater, and Willie Kent. Now I look back, all of them gone now. But I got a song called The Torch of the Blues. And I'm gonna tell you, Jim, it was you know, I haven't won any awards, blues awards or any of that. And I'm not mad at any of that. I mean, but if I ever had to count on anything like that, it would be that moment in the studio.
Right.
Those guys, man, and no one was sick. It wasn't at a funeral. It wasn't at a fundraiser. It was about the music. Yeah. And we had a ball, and Jimmy lit the room up. Dad lit the room up. Eddie lit. It was amazing, man. Willie, and I think about them moments, man, like that. And I went to pay them, and each one of them was like, "No, you keep that money, keep doing. You keep that money, keep doing what you do." Because you know, I had my own record label. I still do have my own record label. Was doing everything myself, you know. And they was like, "No, you just keep doing what you're doing, man. We see that you're dedicated to this and you're passionate about it." And I love those guys, man. Jimmy and them was like family to me.
It was an investment. It was an investment, man. I mean, they knew you were perpetuating the music better than anybody your age, Ronnie. I remember seeing you that first night with your dad, and you played the first like ripping tune was Going Down. And this has got to be, I don't know how long ago, almost 30 years ago. I didn't remember what you played because it was that damn good.
Thank you, man.
Like, holy shit. This kid isn't on stage because of Pops. He's here because he's a bad mamma jamma.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm just trying my best to do my part in this, man. You know, I say the blues chose me, man. I'm just trying to do my part.
That's it. Well, you know, we got to take care of business. We got to plug what's going on here, man.
All right.
You know, I'm going to be hurt because I'm 10 minutes from the Katharine Hepburn Theater in Old Saybrook, the next town over in Old Lyme. So you and Coco have to come over for dinner, brunch, the next day, whatever. I'm telling you, if Chris Beard and Joe Beard come over, you know, we got to put it, you know, put it in Chris's face that I made a nicer meal for you.
All right.
How's that sound?
That sounds great, man.
But August 8th, you're at the what they call the Katharine Hepburn Arts Center, and let's see, you and Coco are at the Spire in Cape Cod area in Plymouth, Mass. on the 13th. The 14th, you're back in Connecticut at Stage 1 in Fairfield, Connecticut, and then you're back in Connecticut again August 18th at Infinity Hall. Right. And man, I tell you, the Katharine Hepburn Arts Center, not that I'm partial to the venue closest to me, it's a great intimate venue. You know, it's probably about 350 seats, 400 seats.
Okay.
Beautifully constructed. You're not going to play a more, you know, great sounding venue, well maintained. You're going to just love this room.
Cool.
And, yeah, it's really nice. So
forward to it, man. We both, Coco and I, bringing our own bands.
Mm-hmm.
Do a set each with our band, and then we come up and do a tribute to Albert, man. And it's healing.
Yeah,
it's healing. I just had a chance to play with him on the Blues Cruise earlier this year, and man, I'm gonna tell you, man, it was so fulfilling to just every time we do it, because it's like I said, it's coming from a common, sincere place.
Yeah,
love Coco, man. He's a true soldier to this music. He respects it, and you know, he's a good dude, man. And so you put all those ingredients together, and my passion and everything for this music and for Albert. You guys, if you're Albert Collins fans or any blues fans, you're gonna have a good time.
Oh man, and you know, if you're a guitar nut, if you're a player, the kind of guy that sits in the front and tries to figure out what the player's doing on stage, to see Coco Montoya and his dynamics is a masterclass.
He is, yeah.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, this is great.
And copy him because he's a lefty, you know.
Right. He's doing it the weird way. But, you know, just out there in LA, they do everything weird on the left coast. Bunch of freaks out there. Hope Coco doesn't see this. But man, this was just great getting to connect today. And as they said, it's been too long. And you know, we'll get this out circulating and get some butts in the seats for you. And I'll be out there to see you.
Thank you, Jim. And thank you to you and all your followers and listeners, man, for keeping the music live, man, and giving us an opportunity to play there and come close to their towns or your home or whatever. Thank you for all you do for this music, man.
Oh, thank you. And you know what? If you come in August, all the you know, the fish stripers, bluefish, they're all running. You got an off day, charter a boat, we'll go up and put a line in the water, man.
That sounds like fun there.
For real.
In the middle of a tour, that might be what we need.
I was going to do it with Larry McCrae, but he you know, guys got COVID before he got to get here, man. And I was bummed out because he loves fishing more than anybody.
Yeah.
But, you know, you can't get that kind of fish there in Chicago. It's just a lake, not the pond there. All right, Ronnie, I'll let you roll. Good to see you, brother. Take care.
You too, man. Bye-bye.
Bye.